Hi there. Thank you so much for joining us today. Coach Chris sitting here in the Critical Bench office with Carissa Alinat. Carissa is a weight loss expert and nurse practitioner, and she has graced us with her presence today so that we can talk all around the paleo diet, kind of covering a little bit of everything for the beginner watching or someone maybe who already kind of has been playing around with the paleo diet but needs, just some more helpful tips on how to really be successful with it. And you've had your own success story, which we'll get to a little bit later on. For the person who's trying to learn about what the paleo diet's all about, share with us just kind of some basics, some foundation information.
So the paleo diet is also called the caveman diet.
Right.
So it's basically not a diet, but a lifestyle that surrounds itself with whole foods and avoiding all the processed stuff out there. So a lot of meat, vegetables, fruit, nuts, seeds, things like that, and getting rid of the boxed food.
Yeah. So which would be, I know, challenging at my house. I have a couple of young kids. It's tough to completely make a clean break. I mean, we do our best with, nuts
Baby steps.
and fruits and vegetables. And my wife is great with making smoothies for the kids and for us and stuff all the time with all good stuff in there. But yeah, it can be tough initially, I think, for just about anybody to make a change in their diet.
Yeah.
But I think what's great about the paleo diet is that it is a sustainable diet. It's not one of these temporary fixes.
It's a lifestyle.
I want to lose my 10 or 20 pounds and then I look good for like a few weeks and then I get back to eating how I used to eat and and I gain everything back. So,
and it's not only good for weight loss, it has a lot of other benefits too.
Yeah, go through a few of the other things. Like I know obviously blood sugar.
Well, helps stabilize, keeping blood sugar levels stable, so diabetics can especially benefit from it. It'll help reduce your risk of cardiovascular disease, especially people with a lot of digestive problems. Those with gluten sensitivity, of course, would definitely benefit and help balance your hormones. Which is
having a healthy gut is like a huge thing, and people don't realize
your health starts in your gut.
It starts in your gut. The bacteria is in there, and all that other stuff. And if that's out of whack, everything else is out of whack in your body.
You are what you eat. So
you are what you eat. So just to be clear, and I mentioned this in a previous video. If it swims through water, if it runs across the ground, if it flies through the air, or if it grows naturally grows, then it's pretty much a paleo diet. Thumbs up.
If you can't pronounce the name, then
if it has a lot of X's and Z's and L's and Y's.
The ingredient list is like this long.
Yes. Yeah.
There's numbers in there too.
Yeah. If it's 18 syllables, it's probably not natural. There might be some
vegetables with that many. I don't know.
Yeah, there might be a few. So now you've had your own personal experience and success with the paleo diet. Share a little bit about that.
So I used to weigh close to 200 pounds. So I've lost about 70 pounds over the past maybe 8 or 9 years, and I've kept it off for a while now. So. And I tried every diet out there, everything you could think of. Slim Fast diet, grapefruit juice diet, whatever it was, I've tried it. But this was the most sustainable for me. I'm able to eat real food. I'm not relying on prepackaged little bars, from Atkins or whatever. So
anything that's whole food. I've always been a big advocate for real food, whole foods. And I try to incorporate that as much. It's almost like a lot of what I do is paleo. It's without even necessarily considering myself paleo. Because I know a lot of people who go, it's kind of like you said, it's a lifestyle. When you go paleo with your diet, it's kind of how you live your life in lots of other ways, like household items and all kinds of stuff. Right? It's just kind of the way you.
But you don't need to miss out on the things that you really love. Everything in moderation.
Moderation, right? It doesn't mean no more pizza or no more.
You're at a party and your friends have pizza. Having one slice, isn't going to hurt you unless you have celiac.
Right, exactly. Obviously, you have certain sensitivities. So some people,
a little, treat now and then, is fine. So.
Yeah, that's great. Well, and one of the, it's so cool, and we're going to share with you something free at the end that I know you're going to like. But one of the cool things that is so neat is that even like desserts, you can make a all paleo dessert with one ingredient, which is that banana ice cream.
That's all it is bananas.
Just a banana.
It's crazy.
But it's like delicious, and you feel like you're really eating real ice cream, and depending on if you prepare it correctly.
It's just the way it's prepared.
Yeah,
you can't even tell the difference.
Now let's talk real quickly about just prep and planning and stuff, and setting yourself up for a successful week of eating paleo. So what are some good guidelines?
Yeah, so planning is key, definitely, when you're trying to eat healthy, because you never want to find yourself in a pickle. And well,
you can eat pickles.
Pickles are good.
Pickles are all right.
Pickles are value.
Yeah, they are.
But you never want to find yourself where you're really hungry and there's no healthy options around. So planning ahead. Maybe doing a grocery shop on a Sunday and just cooking a big batch of meals, plenty of meals that you can take throughout the whole week, so that it makes it faster and easier, because we're all busy.
Yeah, busy.
Might as well just knock it out on one day. So planning and prepping ahead is
right. Bring stuff with you for lunch. Bring stuff with you for snacks to work and stuff. And we've talked about doing crock pot cooking,
meals,
which is great for soups and stews and stuff like that, which is, you reheat it and it's absolutely delicious.
Right.
And and it'll last for 5 to 7 days. As long as you keep it refrigerated, you're good to go.
And it doesn't have to take a lot of time.
Right.
These can be very simple recipes that take 15 minutes or less.
Yeah. That's huge, and I'm a big egg guy and bacon guy, and those,
me too.
And you are too, and those both fall in. And I know you've said eggs. There's been some controversy with that in paleo, but it really is. It comes from an animal, and you're able to eat animals. So why would it not be paleo? I guess sometimes I try to
There's
see
other
the
animals that eat eggs too.
There are a lot. They scavenge and eat
Snakes.
other. Right. It's just an egg. It's
just an egg.
It's just an egg. So
the incredible edible egg.
The incredible edible egg, and I'm a big believer in eating the whole egg and not just the whites, because unless you're consuming just an enormous.
Research shows that eating saturated fat doesn't cause high cholesterol.
Correct.
It's the carbs, the sugars.
Yep, absolutely right. Yeah, it's kind of like there's been a lot of research in more recent years that's kind of disproved some of this thinking from 20 years ago.
Right. Yeah. A lot of mainstream still don't know that, but that's what the latest research shows.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge.
Which makes sense, cavemen, they weren't that picky about saturated fat.
Yeah, no, right. Yeah, they probably weren't sitting there trying to create a food pyramid for themselves, right?
Meat,
Yeah, good point. Really good point. So you shared with us your transformation, and a lot of times people, when they think paleo, they go for it because it's known as a really good weight loss diet plan. And why is that? Obviously because of the processed, you're cutting out the processed and the artificial stuff. Cutting out a lot of sugar.
That's one of the
number
biggest
one thing.
keys, I think, for losing weight is cutting out the sugar.
Yeah.
So keeping your blood sugar levels low and steady, so that you're not causing your blood sugar levels to spike. Yeah. Which will cause your insulin hormone to spike to try to keep up with it, and that's when you start storing.
So if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, obviously, going paleo, you could actually find yourself not being diabetic anymore. We've seen this.
Correct. Yeah. I've had plenty of patients who have reduced their cholesterol levels, have reduced their hemoglobin A1C, which checks their blood sugar level, over the past 3 months. So there's a lot of other health benefits to paleo other than just losing weight. Wow,
that's amazing. Share with us real quickly, and we're going to give you right now some recipes that are 100% paleo.
And fast.
And we already gave you the banana one, which is really easy, but we'll give you a few more, and then you can get more with a free report that I'm going to give you. So go over the soup, the butternut squash soup.
Yeah, so butternut squash soup. That's pretty easy to make.
Right.
You just cut the squash up. You cook it in either a stock, like a bone broth or chicken broth, or just water, some salt and pepper, maybe a little bit of onion. You let it cook for maybe 30 minutes and you blend it.
Good to go.
You can leave it in the fridge for a week.
Right, and now you have days worth of enjoying that soup. Yeah,
soups are very helpful.
pretty good to go. Another one.
Cold. It's getting colder too.
Yes, during the wintry months, soups come in handy. So you can do salad and soup.
There you go, soup and salad.
Soup and salad, total paleo there. Another one is the perfect steak recipe, which is really just you have a steak. Depending on what cut you get, obviously. And it's how you prepare the steak, though, that really is what makes the difference, right?
When you hear steak recipe, you're like, oh, what's in it? Steak. But it's the method.
Right. How to get the crust.
How to get the crust, how to season it the right way.
Yeah.
And also letting it rest.
Letting it rest. And most people don't know what that means, resting a steak.
So after you're done cooking it, maybe for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, however long you cook the steak for, you want to let it sit on the counter for half of that time. So if you cook the steak for 10 minutes, you're going to let it sit for 5 minutes. And what happens is the steak will reabsorb some of its juices, which will give you a juicy
gives you all the flavor and the moisture, right? No one wants like a dried out piece of steak, right?
Yeah.
Well, there maybe are some people that want that. I don't know who
I'm not
they are.
friends with those types of people who order their steak well
Try
done.
to keep my distance from those people. So I hope you found some of this beneficial. Lots of information there, obviously, and we want to give you a Paleo Diet cookbook that has more recipes in there on top of some of the ones that you've heard us discussing here. And there are 2 really quick ways that you can get this, and you can download it right away. You click the arrow at the bottom of this video in the right hand corner, that top link, criticalbench.com/paleo. Click that, enter your email, that report is yours. Or you can click this box right here and download it right away. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out this other video I know you'll love. Be sure to give this video a like and leave some comments or questions for us. Thank you, Carissa.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you so much for watching.